Hello everyone, I'm gonna show you what I do in my garden to prevent the deers from doing too much damage. Uh, I don't have, I wouldn't call like a high pressure from the deer. I do have the random deer walking around and sometimes a family. So to protect my crops, I had to do a study over the years what works best, and I'm gonna show you first physical barrier. That's probably the best bet, and then also something that you can add to specific plants to also give a second and a third level of protection. So we'll start with the physical barrier. Obviously, the best bet would be a 8 feet tall fence, like permanent fence. But I do not have that possibility here. I'm not allowed to have a permanent fence higher than 4 feet. And also I don't like the look of big fences. So what I did, I planted this hedge. As you can see, when I got the property, the hedge, it's an old hedge, really thick, ended there, and all this part was open. And I planted that hedge, and 3 years ago, they were already 7 foot tall, and I fertilized it and give them good cuts, and they are thickening up nicely. And the deers, they used to come through here, they still would try because the hedge is not completely close and thick enough. So what I do, I also added this temporary lightweight deer fence. It's very cheap. I think I paid $25 for 100 feet of it. It's 6 feet and a half tall, if not 7, I think. And then the post, I use this regular post that I think I paid $5 each. So it's an economical fence, I would call it. I simply tied at this side one time with just this little string. I rolled it over so that it catches on the corner, and at the bottom I secure it every around 2 feet with these U staples that go deep 1 foot. And I would say I use like every 8-10 feet the post, and I went all the way around. Now this prevents the deer when they squeeze through here, they're gonna hit this kind of invisible fence, and they're gonna be thrown off. And supposedly, unless they get scared or the pressure to find food is really high, that it's not here because I live in the country, they have plenty of other yards to go. It's gonna hold up, they're not gonna break it through. Also, they do not jump over where they can see. So that's what the edge is also helping with, is to prevent them from seeing what's behind, so they wouldn't just jump blindly over. So I'm thinking I still am gonna have for a few years to put up this temporary fence, and then once the hedge is thick enough, I might be able to just get away with just the hedge. Now I'm gonna bring you down where I have my fruit trees, and I'll show you what I do to have a second and a third layer of protection. Okay, so let's say that the deers find a way to come inside and pass the fence. Then there's the biggest damage that concerns me is when they come and they really chew on the fruit trees. For the first few years, I didn't protect the fruit trees, and they would keep getting chewed over and not grow and suffer. So now I care more almost about these trees than like my vegetables. And what I found that it seems to work is to hang soap bars. They say that the smell repel the deer. I did find also a chewed soap bar, so that would have been a bad experience for a deer that hopefully we remember. They suggest 2 soap bar per tree, but I went up with 3 in this case. On some I have 4 and so on. Sorry about the tracks. And it looks like it's working. I did it last year. I didn't have any problem during the winter with this. To be safe, and by the way, these ones you can find them. This is the soap bars, like the hotel soap bars, so you can find them in bulk on Amazon or any company you want. And I would suggest to try to use the most natural soap that you find. Another third layer, let's say, of protection that I'm trying this year is that I spray them before the buds open. I go around and I spray them with blood. It's a little kind of gross to think about it, but I get this powdered blood that I guess is the same that they would use for fertilizer, like in blood meal, and I spray the plants. You can see on the white protection here that's the blood that I sprayed, and that supposedly also protect the plants from deers and other critters chewing on it. And they say that it lasts between 2 and 4 months, depend on, I guess, the weather. Or so for me, this one would give me the protection at this time of the year when they would come and eat all the young buds. And then once the fruit are developing, I would just hope for the best with the fence and the soaps. But I like this extra addition, and it's a bit messy to prepare because you have to mix it nicely, you have to filter it. It's a bit on the thicker side, so maybe with the sprayer it doesn't work always that great, and it stains. So you have to be careful because it does stain, and I'll show you actually what I mean. I sprayed my kiwi vine here, and you can see the stains that it made. So that one is to keep in mind if you have like a nice something close to the plants that you want to spray, to keep that one in mind. And one thing I might add also as a protection, any kind of low vegetables that can be covered with like a plastic or with like the frost blankets, that also would give protection. So as you can see, there's more level, and it depends on what is your budget, your expectation, and your time. Then you can decide. And for me, this one worked. I like to have more than one level, and eventually, when I'm sure that my hedge is completely sealed, I might maybe stop using the bars first, and then after a while, if I still don't have a problem, I would start to skip on the blood. So thanks for watching. Take care.